Hello to all my friends out there. So I'm making some chicken and some pancakes. I like that, and it's cheap too. Okay, I discovered the chicken thighs that you can bake from the frozen state at Walmart. Let me see if I can get the package. Oh, it's kind of busy today, so this worked out good. See this? I think it's $6 and something cents. So, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I think some of this rent forgiveness, okay, this is really good tea, ends tomorrow. So now what we should be expecting is a deadly second wave. All right, the only safe thing one can do during the deadly second wave is shelter in place. So that means one of the most important things you have to do is make sure you have a place to shelter in. Because if you go into a shelter and catch that corona and there's no health care because there's too many cases, or you end up homeless and something horrible happens. So this is a 1/2 cup pancake mix and it's 1/3 cup water. So right now the most important consideration is not getting evicted. And so there's like a terrible statistics out there. And if you're in that position, what you have to do is you have to find somewhere that you're going to be able to dwell no matter what before you end up on the street. I think a lot of, cars, vans, but here we have Tecate, cheap places to live. That would be totally undesirable. Tijuana, that would be totally undesirable, but it would be better on the street. In my life as a hairdresser, I have known people who have lived down there. It's better than the street. Also in areas like that are outside of the city, out in the back country, there's places that's cheap. But the problem comes when you don't have a car. There's garages, there's rooms, and I know a guy, and he ended up on the street. The guy, remember the guy with the sandwich? No, this was a different guy. And so I suggested that he ask somebody we knew to let him stay in the shed. After being on the street, the shed sounded pretty good. That sounds horrible to even say that. Now, what I was doing today, and it really wasn't that much fun, is I was doing eBay, and I had 12 listings left. And so I realized that I wasn't being very smart. I have 50 free posts, and until I sell every post I make every month, I don't want to pay money to list. That's why the auction is good. So if you have 53 posts free, you'd have 12.5 per week posts, or 3 times a week. And if you had 30, you'd have about 7.5 per week, or 2 every third day. So, that's why I keep hammering away at try to earn a little extra money. When things are like this with no jobs, actually that's the only thing that can really help if you think about it. So what is expected is, let me see how many of it is. 20% of the renters are in danger of eviction. What that means, I'm not sure, but I hope they're trying to come up with some place to live. And so what might happen, and this is why I did the video today with the clothes, you might see dumping of possessions. And believe it or not, one of the things that is in a big demand right now is bicycles. Remember I found the free bicycle? Well, if you don't want to be on the bus because you don't want the COVID, you know what this reminds me? This reminds me of China. You know how they're always riding around on bikes, and we're like China. It's not good. But if you see bikes, you can get the bicycles, and you can either sell the bike as is, or fix it up, or sell it as parts. Also vacuums, expect those. So if people dump their stuff, grab it and resell it. Okay, when I lived in an apartment, in the other apartment, I could have dragged the stuff down to the corner. Also, at the Santee swap meet, I don't even know if it's open yet, but if you left your license, you could pay on the way out. So keep your eye out for dumping of possessions, and sell them if you can grab them, to make sure that you have money so you can eat. And this is no time to be lofty. Reduce all your expenses by any way. So all you need is food, water, a clean, dry place to sleep, and I want to add warm. What is going to happen if you live in one of these icy cold places? You have a right to shelter with everyone else who might have the COVID. So this is going to be really bad. Okay, there are places you can live cheap, so what you have to do is you have to be thinking, wow, how can I get into one of these cheap places to live, no matter what? So to reduce your food, reduce your expenses, try to reduce the expense of food. Okay, so this is a cheap dinner that I'm making, but it's a good dinner, but it is cheap. So try to get dented cans. I got quite a few dented cans today. I really did. I'll be glad I have them. Try to get food free. You moocher trying to get food free. Hey, don't worry about those kind of people. Let them worry about themselves, because you know why? Those kind of people are the kind of people like the people who kicked me out of my apartment. They will sleep sound when you're homeless. That won't bother them one bit. They won't care one bit if you don't have any food in your house for you and your kids. Just load your house up with food. Go to the schools. Peach McEntry had a good video today, and I thought her video was really encouraging, because there's lots of people, you know, who might be too prideful to go get the food. And she was saying how easy it is. It's easy out here too. You know, the food pantries. The thing to do out here is call 211. Don't spend any money until you secure a place to live, no matter how lowly it might be. So call the churches for food pantries, food bank, EBT, and food stamps. And don't wait. Okay, so what we could have is these mass evictions. Now, when you're kicked out of your apartment, because I met up with this woman and her husband, and the problem they had was they didn't have references and stuff, and they were living with a relative. And, you know, the relative kicked them out of the apartment, who knows why. And they had a pretty good income between them, but they couldn't seem to find a place to live. Okay, so what I would expect is there will be rooms available. So think about that. And so then to go with this, I made some tasty chicken. And so, like, you know, I was busy. I'm tired. I don't want to spend much energy on dinner. This is why I've always loved baked chicken. I'll let that drain for just a minute. What I did is I drizzled my chicken with oil, and I put some of this chicken seasoning that I had. So I'm eating down all my food. And I used my dollar oil. And I got the pancake syrup at Dollar Tree. So, okay, so there's a looming problem of homelessness, which is very scary. I am very nervous about it out here. And so if there is a deadly second wave, what we have to do is shelter in place. That means we have to have a place to shelter. Also, if there's violence, we have to be able to, shelter in place to stay out of the violence. After I saw the violence here, which I thought I would never see the day. Oh, I saw the day, all right. Okay, today Lehman went down and Merrill Lynch, and they're expecting the housing to hit bottom with high defaults. That's what they're expecting. These big companies, who would ever thought Merrill Lynch? Oh my God. I'm going to have barbecue sauce with my chicken. So people could throw their personal, possessions out. So just like today, those clothes I got and I did the video, I could have carried those home if I didn't have a car. So 20% of the renters are in danger of being evicted, 20 to 28%. Do I think these owners are going to find ways to evict people that haven't paid their rent? Yes. Okay. So consider a garage, a room, a shed, a van, or a car. And be putting that in the back, all this stuff in the back of your mind. And this is why you want to have the food storage, so that if things start going out of control, it might start going out of control tomorrow. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this. Nobody knows. I mean, we've never been, they're saying that the 2008, this is nothing. The 2008 is nothing compared to what's going to happen this time. So, I've just been shopping a lot at Walmart. I've been shopping at 99-cent only in Walmart because all during the pandemic I could get in and out of there pretty safely. So pack your freezer full of meat, you guys, any kind of cheap meat, and be getting some of these cheap meals under your belt. Okay, you guys, be careful. I'm praying. And if you're in like a terrible situation, we talked about this, pray and ask God to help you. Say, my gosh, I don't know what to do. And when something pops into your mind, like, I better go to that food bank, I better ask my relative if I can live with them now. Maybe so-and-so will let me live in the garage. Oh, maybe I can get a van. Maybe I could rent a van. Whatever you have to do. Maybe I could buy a van. Okay, you guys. Maybe I would be willing to live in Tecate, Mexico. There's campgrounds in some of these casinos you can stay in Arizona. Arizona's kind of unsafe right now. But just be thinking of campgrounds, whatever you can think of. Check out cheap RV living in case you have to live in your car. All right, you guys, I'm praying for you guys. God bless you all.